Hello guys and welcome to the very first episode of our FC 25 career mode, where we will be beginning our journey with newly promoted Southampton. Now, part of my reasoning for starting with the Saints is that, like last year with Luton, a lot of people are going to be using Ipswich Town as they are one of the most desirable teams to use this season. So I decided I would use one of the other newly promoted sides, and similar to our career mode at the beginning of last year with Sheffield United, I actually believe Southampton will struggle more than Ipswich in the Premier League this year. They've had a torrid start to the new season with no wins in their opening 4 games, no points on the board, and just 1 goal scored in those 4 league games. I really think they're going to struggle in front of goal and will find it difficult to pick up points throughout the course of the season. Now, of course, it wasn't too long ago when the Saints were playing in Europe and managed 7th, 6th and 8th place finishes in back-to-back seasons between the 2014-15 and 16-17 seasons, with some absolute ballers such as Sadio Mane, Dusan Tadic and Charlie Austin firing them to top half finishes, and we're going to be looking to rebuild them in this save here to bring them back to the good old days in the Premier League. Now, very excited of course to be starting our journey in FC 25 and discovering some of the new features. So without any further ado, let's just drive straight in and get to work. So yes, hello guys, welcome to the first episode of our new save here on FC 25. I'm absolutely buzzing to be bringing this to you guys. If you are a returning viewer to the channel, then hello, welcome back. This save is going to be pretty similar to the few that we've done over the last couple of years. If you are a new viewer to the channel, I've been making career mode videos for the last sort of 2 or 3 years. Starting on FIFA 23, we had a great year last year on FC 24, and the support from everyone on YouTube has been absolutely fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to cracking on with this new save. If you are new, then I hope you do enjoy and stick around, because we're going to be uploading 3 to 4 episodes of this save a week, and I want to keep a really good pace. Last year on FC 24, especially towards the end, we were absolutely flying through our saves and through the seasons, and just having a really good time cracking on with the save. And you know, the deeper you get into a save, the more you get immersed, the more exciting it becomes. So especially in this first year, we're going to keep things quite simple. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of changes to the game which we are going to go through in quite a lot of detail. That's going to mainly come in this first episode. Once we get through the transfer window, we're going to really crack on with the season and look to get through this first year pretty quickly. But just a quick run through of the team, obviously taking over Southampton here. And if we go into the team management, I think I said in the intro, of course, they are probably like the second weakest team in the division, I would say. Of course, Ipswich, newly promoted, are probably the weakest team, but you know, we're not amazing. This team is not amazing. Let's not beat around the bush. It's not amazing. We've got some decent players, but there's not really anyone that stands out as a real like star of this team. So it's going to be a long RTG career mode, but I'm really looking forward to developing this team. In a moment, we're going to go and have a look at the youth academy, because that's one thing I'm really excited to use this save and this year, with all the new countries that they've added in that you can scout, and the new youth academy tournaments. I'm really looking forward to that this season. So this is kind of a quick look at the team. I'm going to set up a bit of a tactic in a moment, because I know they've gone a lot more in detail with that this year with the FC IQ. So yeah, I think let's take a look at that. Let's sort the bench out. If you've been here for a while, you know I get a bit OCD with this. So let's sort the bench and the reserves out, and then we'll set up our tactic. So here we have the tactics screen, where obviously now you can kind of share codes and tactics if you've got one of your mates that you want to try, or someone that you watch on YouTube. They can share their codes. I'm not really too sure what to set up as, because in real life I do think Southampton so far this season have tried to play a sort of tiki-taka possession football approach. They're not really a pressing team, but they don't really park the bus either. I think I'm going to go for tiki-taka formation I'm going to change slightly, and I am going to start with how Southampton have been playing in real life, which is sort of a 5-2-1-2. Now, I did notice in the Cup the other day they did play a 4-2-3-1 against Everton, so there is a chance that I'll be changing to that. We'll go short passing for now, and we'll keep that on balanced. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to bear with me in this first episode because this is all completely new. So, Brereton Diaz gets a plus on the false 9. So I guess we can play him there. I don't think many of our players are going to have too many of these sort of like pluses next to their role. So if we go for... Oh, God, what have I done? Oh, God. Right, as I say, you're going to have to bear with me. So, guys, yeah, I'll be honest. I'm still learning this this new system. I've set the players up with, like, the bench and the reserves and stuff. But, like... I can't change Downs and Ugachukwu to CDMs. Both of them are natural CDMs, not centre mids, but I can't seem to actually change them. Obviously, last year, you could just press X and drag the player back. I don't know if I'm missing something. I do think it'll take a bit of time to get used to the new setup and the new menus and everything. This is all very new. So let's have a look. Youth development, they want us to sign at least 3 players younger than 20 with potential greater than the average overall rating. That's a very similar sort of objective as you would have seen from last year. Of course, Southampton have a great history of developing those young players, so that's definitely something I'm going to be looking at this year. Get 10 clean sheets this season might actually be quite difficult. Considering we're playing on Ultimate, I think this is going to be quite difficult in our first season. Sign 2 players born in Europe. I'm probably only going to bring 1 or 2 players in, so we'll see if we hit that. They want me to sell 2 players and sign 3 important players. Avoid relegation and reach the last 16 of the FA Cup. And of course, we're not in Europe. So there we go. I've hired some coaches. We don't have the greatest setup at the moment, so this is something we'll potentially have to work on. But at least that will help our players' development a little bit. Our youth academy. Now, one thing I am going to do to start off is just get rid of everyone we've already got. Some of these guys do look like they could have some potential, but I like to start fresh whenever I start a new save. Now, the main thing that I wanted to do in this first episode is take a look at the youth scouting. This is the fun part. So we've got a 5-star, 4-star judgment scout. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I wanted a 5-star judgment. Are we going to get lucky and get another one? Yes, we are. And he's from Cyprus as well. I like that. One of the new nations. So we've got 2 5-stars, 1 4-star judgment. So I think what I'm going to do, I'd like to keep 1 in England because I do like to always keep 1 in the nation that I'm playing in. So if I can actually find my home nation, I'm going to keep 1 in England. We'll send him out for 9 months. And I'm not really sure how this new youth system works. So we're gonna find out together. So use the left trigger to navigate between positions. Selecting the goalkeeper will prevent you from selecting additional outfield positions and vice versa. So I don't think we can just scout for any. So maybe we should look for, maybe from England we go for some attacking players. So striker, wingers and attacking midfielders. I'm not too fussed about the role, so we won't select a specific role because we can train them when they're in the club. So going to set up our first scouting mission in England. Now, one of the positions that I did want to scout was for a goalkeeper. I really want to find a good goalkeeper for the youth system. Now, potentially we could look to keep another scout close to home. And what I'm thinking, because with goalkeeper you can only scout 1 position, I might keep him in Scotland, keep him close to home, but just go for a 6-month mission and just look for a couple of good goalkeepers. We won't specify a role again. So we'll send him out on a 6-month mission. And then for the final one, I definitely want to scout one of the new nations. But I think for the time being, I might keep him in Europe. And as he is a Cypriot, I might actually send him to Cyprus, you know. There are quite a few like young Cypriot players, especially playing in like the lower leagues of England. At my local team, Crawley, we've got one Cypriot player, Jack Rolls. We had another over the last couple of years, Nick Cerula. I think I'm going to scout Cyprus, one of the new nations. We'll send him out for 9 months. And I think for this one, we'll look for some defensive players. So we'll go centre-back and full-backs, and then maybe centre-mid as well. So the only positions we're not covering are left mid, right mid, but we're doing the wingers. And then CDM, where of course we're covering centre mid instead. Yeah, let's go for that. We'll send him out again. We won't specify where or what role we're looking for. So that's going to cost us quite a lot of money to send those guys out. But I'm really looking forward to later on in the episode getting our first scouting report back. That's going to be so exciting. So another thing that I really like this year is that you can scroll through the development plans really, really quickly. So if we go to like Aaron Ramsdale and then we can just go straight down to Bazunu, it's not like in and out of each player. I really like that. It's just a little bit more streamlined. So I will be adding development plans to all of our players in the squad just to try and get the quickest development we can. So one thing I've not actually looked at so far is the budget. Of course, starting off a new season, normally that's the first thing you would do. So we've already had some wage cuts, but the budget's around 38 to 39 million. So I actually think what I'm going to do straight away, if we tab across to the squad and look at the squad hub, we'll see the players with their contracts expiring. Of course, one of the main things to do when you start a new save. Of course, Ugochukwu's on loan from Chelsea. We got a few players here. Joe Lumley, I think, is one of the players I'm going to add to the transfer list. I'm probably only going to bring in 1, maybe 2 players, and I'm certainly not going to look to sell too many. At the moment, I will keep Jack Stevens here. He's one of the seniors. I think he's club captain, potentially. Adam Lallana, again, brought back in real life, only on a 1-year deal. I'm not going to renew his contract yet. I'll see how we get on during the season. But for Kyle Walker-Peters, I definitely want to give him a new deal. He'll be the captain on match days, and he's going to be the man wearing the armband. And with just a year left on his contract, I'm going to give him a new 4-year deal that will take him through until he's 31. Definitely want to tie him down. We'll give him a slight wage increase up to 45 grand. He wants a little signing on bonus, which is absolutely fine. So Kyle Walker-Peters signing a new contract. As for the other few, Lallana, Jack Stevens will be playing for contracts this season, and Joe Lumley is probably going to be sold. I did also want to loan out a few of the youngsters. So Sam Amior, I think is how you pronounce it, and Tyler Dibbling. Definitely want to get both of those two on the loan list. And also Juan Larios. There's an offer here for Larios, so absolutely fine with that. It does seem like we're getting a lot of loans for the players from the same sort of clubs that we saw last year. Südtirol, CFR Cluj coming in for Dibbling, as I think that's him going out on loan there. So yeah, Tyler Dibbling going to Cluj. They are quite regular destinations for your loan players in Korea, or they have been over the last couple of years. I have to say the simming is quite different in this year's game, but there goes Double A heading out on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. So we'll see how he develops out on loan in the second tier. I quite like that loan deal, but as I say, he's just not going to get much football here. So Double A's gone out on loan. That's fine. We've got 2 more. Ooh, well, that's an interesting one. Aaron Ramsdale, of course, who's just signed, wanted by Tottenham, former Arsenal man. But again, as I said earlier, I want to keep things realistic with the transfers. But Aaron Ramsdale is literally just signed, like it would have been a couple of weeks ago in game. So I'm definitely not gonna let him. Have I? Yeah, I have delegated those. Sorry, losing my train of thought. I'm not gonna sell Ramsdale when he's literally just signed for the club. So yeah, taking a look at the players that we've shortlisted here, we've got quite a few players. Most of them, as I say, from the Championship. A couple of players from the Serie A and abroad. I'm not really sure who I want to go for in this first summer, because I want to get players that, number one, can be useful to us in the future, because I do want to bring in those young players. But I also want players that are going to be able to do a job now. I do quite like the idea of Ben Sheaf, but we've got quite a lot of midfield cover. Got Dennis Shirkin here as well, who's another that I do really like the look of. He's got the fullback, the plus next to fullback, and he can play as like a left centre-back as well. So maybe we go for Dennis Shirkin of Sunderland. I kind of want the first signing of the save to be someone that's going to be here for a while, and I do think Dennis Shirkin could be that man. He's got a bit of pace about him, decent stamina to get up and down, and at 6 foot he definitely can play as the left sort of wide centre back in this system. Oops. So yeah, with a market valuation of just 2.2 million, I think I might go for Dennis Shirkin as our first signing of FC 25. Again, we've got loads of money to play with here, so I'm actually going to go in slightly over the market valuation. They want Nathan Wood. But again, I'm going to keep him here. I'll go back in again at 2.5 million, 2.5 submit offer, and see what they say. And yep, Sunderland happy with 2.5 for Shirkin. I think at 22 years of age, that could actually end up being a really good signing for us. I don't think I can actually... Can I see what he's currently on? 16 grand a week. So we'll definitely probably give him a bit of a wage bump up. We'll give him a rotation squad role for now. I do think he'll get some football. There's every chance Charlie Taylor leaves at the end of this season, and potentially Manning as well. So although we've got Carl Walker-Peters down that side, I do see Dennis Shirkin getting some game time. We'll give him 25 grand a week. And Shirkin is in and will become our first signing of the summer with our new Southampton side. Well, just seeing another deal go through here. I think that is Juan Larios departing. As I say, don't want to make major changes this summer. We've sent 3 players out on loan now, which I think is absolutely fine, just to get them some first team football. And is that Joe Lumley heading out as well? Yeah, Joe Lumley heading to Anderlecht. So a little bit of money added to the coffers. So 4 players have departed, but only one of them on a permanent. I'm going to skip the pre-season tournament. For me, I'm not too fussed about playing it. We've had a bid here for Mateus Fernandes. Again, getting rejected. He's one of the players that signed in the summer, so he's not going anywhere. More. Oh, 3. Here we go. This is what we wanted. Here we go. Here we go. Fabrizio Romano style. Let's have a look at our youth academy update. So first one from Scotland. Oh my god, he's 13. Why have we got so many 13-year-olds? Oh my god, I didn't realise we were going to have 13-year-olds in the game. That's absolutely mental. 13 years of age. Well, I mean, the potential's not great anyway. Some of them have got some decent overalls, but potential's just not there. 13 years of age. Wow, that is ridiculous. EA coming in with the 30. I mean, look at this guy's stats. He's got 10 to 20 for diving. 10 to 20. He's 13. How is he ever going to make it into the first team? I mean, he's got some decent potential. So I'm actually going to give him a scholarship. I did not realise you could scout people who were that young. That is just ridiculous. Okay. 13. Again, Frankie Wade. Decent starting overall. That scared me getting that achievement. But the potential is just absolutely shocking. 71 to 94. Max Hartley. Do you know what? Let's just chuck him in. Let's just give him a chance. It's new year, new FC. Let's just give these guys a chance. They're meant to look like younger youth players now as well. Now, first scouting update from Cyprus. This one I am quite looking forward to. Oh my god, look at Papa. He's 15. He looks about 7. Oh, this is fantastic. The new... Oh my god, that is a great set of hair, but the potential's just not very good. Again, none of these guys are great. I think we are ready to jump into our first game of the season. Of course, taking on Newcastle, where the Saints lost by 1-0 on the opening day of the season. Of course, Newcastle were down to 10 men after Fabian Schär got sent off Early on in the first half, I think it was, for that sort of head movement with Ben Brereton Diaz. But Southampton couldn't find a result in that game. Still yet to pick up a point in the Premier League. So I'm expecting, like in real life, that this is going to be a really tough test for the Saints in this first season. Let's jump into our first game then. It is Newcastle away at St James's Park. Looking to take any sort of positive we can in the first game of the season. Come on, you Saints. So, right, underway in our first game. Rather annoyingly, I didn't get the full match intro. Now, I know that's sort of been a bit of a talking point for it returning this year in FC 25. Of course, if you are a returning viewer of this channel, you will know that last year, playing on the old generation, we actually had the Premier League intros for the whole of last year, unlike everyone on Next Gen. Now, I'm on Next Gen, and they've come back, so yeah, pretty happy with that. But underway here at St James's Park, I think this first game, I'd definitely take a point. Just sort of trying to get a feel for things. First game on FC 25. Isak spreads it out wide to Barnes, and that's good defending by Bella Kotchap, but a terrible pass, and Bella Kotchap makes up for it with a fantastic tackle to deny Alexander Isak. Not really been a clear-cut opening so far here at St James's Park. We've kept the ball well. We've just not really threatened too much as Sugawara releases Adam Armstrong down the right-hand side. No one to aim for in the middle. Swings it to the edge. Lallana... Oh, ref, I was just about to line one up with Flynn Downs, but quite a uneventful game so far. Heading into the break, deadlocked at 0-0. I certainly would have taken this pre-game. Get a point on the board in the opening day of the season. And so far, we've kept Newcastle quiet. Yeah, we've looked pretty good so far. I won't lie, we've looked okay. I should have mentioned as well when I was talking about the sliders earlier, we do play on ultimate difficulty. So I am hoping it's going to be quite difficult. We at the beginning of FC 24 with our blades, we had a really difficult first season. And it made it so much more exciting because we were scrapping... Hang on. Isak drills in the opener. We were scrapping down at the bottom of the table, as we will likely be this year with Southampton. And it makes it so much more fun. You know, we're not going to be pushing for Europe in our first season with the Saints here. And Newcastle, who probably will be pushing for Europe, given the opening, and Alexander Isak, well, he's never going to miss from there. Slams it in at the near post. Ramsdale with no chance. Big gap there. Bella Kotchap can't get there. Barnes, danger here. Fizzed out to Almiron. Ugachukwu gets something on it, but there's Harvey Barnes for the second. And whatever Eddie Howe said at half-time has certainly made the difference in this second half. Harvey Barnes doubles the advantage for Newcastle. And they look set for 3 points on match day one, as they were in real life. How good do the player faces look in game, by the way. Given away by Ugachukwu. Isak, who scored the first, setting up the second. Drilled home by Harvey Barnes. And Southampton, who played pretty well in the opening 45, now with an absolute mountain to climb. And Southampton, well, this has been the trouble in real life so far. They've not been able to put the ball in the back of the net. Just one goal in the Premier League in their opening 4 games. And that pretty evident on display here at St James's, as that is going to do it. Newcastle, hold on. It was 1-0 in real life. It's 2-0 in the game, but a comfortable win for Newcastle at St James's Park. Alexander Isak with the first. It was Harvey Barnes who doubled the lead just 10 minutes after, assisted by the big Swede Alexander Isak, and we've been taught a bit of a lesson here. It's going to be a long, hard season for the Saints, who taste defeat on match day 1 of the Premier League season. Well, guys, I think that is where we will leave it for today. This has been more of an introductory sort of episode. There's been so many new features added to FC 25. I'll be honest, it's a little bit overwhelming. So I think this first season especially is just going to be, for me and for you guys as well, just learning the new features, and trying to learn the new game mechanics. We've not got off to the greatest start, sitting in 19th place in the Premier League, but I'll be happy as long as we finish above that relegation zone in 17th place. I will not mind one bit. Going to be a long, hard first season with Southampton, and we'll be back in the next episode, which I'm hoping to get out tomorrow afternoon, where we will finish the summer transfer window and crack on with some more big games in the Premier League. I hope you guys have enjoyed the first episode of our new FC 25 career mode. I'm absolutely buzzing for the new game to be out, and I hope to catch you for the next episode very soon. Peace.